Now again, these are the specifics to school nutrition here in the city of Worcester. We decided that all the meals that we serve here will follow nutritional parameters, whereas minimum levels are met for calories, protein, calcium, iron, vitamin A, vitamin C, and maximum levels for total fat do not exceed 30%, and saturated fat does not exceed 10%. Again, that is not per item. It is collectively the nutritional value of meals served in a week's period. So we're not targeting specific items. We're trying to combine a whole meal. School principals will consult with the school nutrition office concerning lunch scheduling in order to cooperatively establish the required number of serving outlets, ensuring that all students have comfortable access to school meals. Again, it's not nutrition until it's taken in. And if you get into a situation where school administrators are trying to cram lunch periods in together in a short amount of time, students often don't have time to eat, and if they don't eat, they're going to eat on the fly, therefore eat unhealthy meals most likely, and not get the nutrition that they're all actually entitled to. The school's cafeteria serving spaces will focus on marketing the reimbursable meals and other whole food commodities such as milk, fresh fruit, and vegetables. In the past, you saw a lot of marketing and advertising from various soda manufacturers, candy makers, even some of the components that were served in the school lunch program were really more of a marketing ploy than actually looking at the nutritional component. So fortunately, we're here in Worcester, and the administration agrees that our focus needs to be on the school lunch and all whole food commodities. The school nutrition program is committed to purchasing locally grown fruits and vegetables in season, and we work with the Department of Agriculture to secure and develop availability. This has actually helped with our participation rates because locally grown foods look better and they taste better. And then, consistent with local, state, and federal guidelines, unauthorized food sales will not occur in the cafeteria and or in competition with reimbursable meals offered through the National School Breakfast and Lunch Program. Because hopefully the meals that we provide in school are most nutritious for these students, and if we have competing food sales, then they're less likely, again, to purchase breakfast or lunch. So, that's very broad. There may be isolated cases currently in the city where competitive food sales are occurring, but it is policy to not have them occur. Foods in the cafeteria will meet the recommendations of the dietary guidelines for Americans. And there are, broad recommendations: whole grains, fresh fruits and vegetables, limit the amounts of sugars and sweets. Again, we're looking at our meal menu in the context of the whole week and what specific items are in proportion to other items. School nutrition professionals will assist school administrators with ensuring student access to wholesome foods. Again, if they don't have access to it because of time or space or location, then it's not consumed and the child's not becoming well-nourished, and you deal with the issues that Dr. McLaughlin had spoken about and Laura. The cafeteria and school environment will focus their marketing efforts on reimbursable meals and other whole food commodities. Fresh fruits and vegetables, again, we do Farm to School, which is another acronym for local fruits and vegetables. Milk, the New Look of School Milk program, which actually has tried to increase the consumption of milk through various serving methods, one of them being plastic milk bottles. We do that at all the secondary schools. And then whole grains through the expanded breakfast program, and we have criteria set for our cereals as approved through school committee, and I'll go into those. All of these different programs has resulted in an increase in lunch participation from 55% to 70%, so that's a 15% increase. And a 16% increase in breakfast participation, right now 38%, but there's still room for that to grow. In the area of fresh fruits and vegetables, as part of the dietary guidelines for Americans, again, we're committed to purchasing locally grown fruits and vegetables, and we just worked on a cookbook with the Department of Education, Fresh from the Farm, the Massachusetts Farm to School Cookbook, which focuses on the crop availabilities for the state of Massachusetts, and they took, what is available, and they incorporated them into school lunch recipes that are fruit and vegetable based. In milk, we serve milk in plastic bottles as part of the reimbursable meal at all secondary schools. Initially, when plastic bottled milk came out, they sold it more as an a la carte item, so the student would take the meal and then provide, additional money to purchase the plastic bottled milk. We didn't see a significant price difference between the 8-ounce cardboard cartons and the 10-ounce plastic bottled milk, so we just eliminated the cartons at the secondary levels, put the milk there, and we saw an increase in meal participation because it made the meal more attractive. In whole grains, through the expanded breakfast program, we do classroom feeding throughout the morning in schools that have 80% or greater free and reduced eligibility. Again, they need to fill out the application at the beginning of the year. Their eligibility is determined. In schools that have 80% or more free and reduced eligible, right now that's where we're targeting this expanded breakfast program. There's about 2 more schools left in the city to accomplish this, and then we may progress into the 70% eligibility range and then the 60%. The school committee has defined the criteria for cereal. We don't serve cereals that have 12 grams of sugar or greater. And we look at the nutrient content of the cereals also because of the population that we're serving and the potential for food insecurity in some of the more needy areas. We looked at the cereal has some iron content greater than 15% of the daily value, and we do prefer whole grain cereals. And part of the challenges we face is the availability of those whole grain cereals in the marketplace for us to procure and bring in. We eliminated the a la carte in the cafeteria. This provided more space, more access to wholesome meals, and the students did take them. And last, one of our big projects is universal breakfast. Right now, we're in 18 elementary schools, and these are schools with 80% or greater free and reduced eligibility. What universal breakfast means is that every child can come into school and have a breakfast and not be charged. There's just no transaction of money at all. Then, I need to correct myself, 12 have actually expanded breakfast with breakfast in the classroom, where as part of the school morning, we deliver breakfast to the classrooms and the students eat. Laura had made reference to the fact that, if students, were served breakfast early in the morning before class, a lot of them who are eligible usually don't take them. So when we go into the expanded breakfast in the classroom models, we do end up with a 80 to 90% participation rate. If we don't deliver it right to the classroom and the teachers don't make it as part of the school day, it's very difficult to get above 20, 25, 30%. So it is the preferred way to deliver hopefully nutritious foods into the classroom and potentially displacing the students' appetite for junk foods and those kind of things. And
I'd like to take a minute to acknowledge the work that the Youth Policy Council and Maureen Benenda and the teachers at South High have done on doing this universal breakfast. Because when they found out that it could happen, and we were talking back and forth on it, at the end of the semester last year, the numbers weren't high enough, the percentage of free and reduced meals. So they sent out, they did all the work of sending out the applications so that the numbers would increase. They worked really hard at it, and I also know that I guess it's the ROTC group that are the cleanup crew. And we have all of these wonderful experts here, and they're telling us what needs to happen. But it doesn't happen on the ground unless people take care of all the details. So the issue about, making sure nothing gets spilled and, cleaning the drains and all of that, you may sit there and say, oh, this is ridiculous, but you know what? That's what makes it work. And so I say hats off to all of you at South High who are making this work.